Hey everyone, it's Evie here with Divine Readings with the Gypsy. I am going to combine today's prompt with yesterday's prompt. Today's prompt is the tarot cards that you're going to work with 2017, and yesterday's was the Oracle decks you were going to work with in 2017. And I decided just to throw it all together in one day, so instead of filming in 2 days. One reason was because yesterday I had so many interruptions with the kids and my mom coming over and things like that. I had life happen. So I'm deciding to use the Oracle decks today and throw it into the Tarot day because honestly, really, my Tarot day is bigger than my Oracle deck day. And my Oracle deck day would have been like a 3 to 4 minute video, and my tarot card list is more like that than my Oracle deck, which is like, because I don't really work with Oracle decks, honestly. I'm trying to practice doing daily draws and practice it a little bit more, but I'm not really. I don't get inspired doing oracles unless I have that divine inspiration. And that's kind of where I'm at with Oracle decks at the moment. So anyways, I'm going to start off with the Oracle decks because that was the previous day. The Oracle deck, I would like to get to know a little bit better this year than last year. I got this in a trade, and this is the Native American Oracle by Los Scarabeo, and it is actually pretty halfway decent Oracle deck. It has everything you pretty much would like in an Oracle in a way, except it has no keywords. So this is more like a divinatory Oracle deck than it actually is a feel-good Oracle deck, and I got one feel-good Oracle deck in this pile here too. My second Oracle deck that I would love to get to know a little bit better, and I just really don't know how I'm going to use it in my practice, and that's why I haven't used this one yet, is the Moonface Oracle. I also got this one in a trade. I traded it for my unopened Dame Darcy tarot, my first edition Dame Darcy deck. I had 2 copies of my Dame Darcy deck, and I gave the one away in a trade. And if you see that moon is a front and back card right there. And it has really some good keywords. It has like storm, moon, perspective, blessings moon. So if you're really into the moon phases and times and all that good jazz, I say that this deck would be very worthy of your money and time. But if it was just me purchasing it and not doing a tarot trade, I don't think I would have purchased this deck because I'm not really as connected to the moon phases as most pagans are. I'm the oddball pagan that is more into earth and earth magic. More animal and earth magic, I think. So that's my form of paganism a little bit more than moon phases and astrological phases and stuff. Although I really do connect with Mercury in retrograde, which we just got out of, and I have to do that for another video. I'm getting off topic now. I need to do that in another video. Moving on. And my next Oracle deck that I've already been working with in 2017 is my Crazy Sexy Love Notes. And this is the way I've been propping it up on my wall for my daily draws. I haven't really did a good daily draw today, partly because I was being bad. I had a bad day today of me being bad. I was watching the new Series of Unfortunate Events on Netflix all day. Bad, and I already finished the season, which is really shame on me. But sometimes you just need a vacation from everything. And I just had some time. And in this Altoids kit actually is something else I really want to work with this year a little bit more, is my Lenormand cards. And these ones actually are my self-made Lenormand cards. And I actually have some critiques that I would have made to myself on these Lenormand cards. So yeah, I've made these Lenormand cards, and that's another thing that I want to work on this year that I wanted to include in my Oracle decks video was I have some different systems sitting down here below that I want to work with a little bit more. I want to work a little bit more with my Lenormand. I got the Kipper deck, the Kipper D. Man, I can't see this far. The Chero Marchetti's Kipper deck. That one. And then I got the Destiny cards down there, the Turkish version, I believe. And I really want to work with my different systems a little bit harder than I have been. Last year I kind of, around, I think it was September, November, this past fall, I got my Destiny cards, and I actually did was translating the book, and I actually read a pretty good portion of the book, translating it from Turkish to English, and I learned a lot about the djinns and stuff in that deck, and I just had to take a break because I was doing it obsessively. But that's kind of how an Aries goes it sometimes, so we're obsessive when we are learning something. And I know some other astrological signs are that way too. But moving on, that gets into a different video yet again. I really want to do more of my Lenormand deck, and these are cards I made for myself and images that I resonate with that particular keywords, like coffin and things like that. And so I got the Egyptian coffin. The only complaint I have about my own deck that I've created for Lenormand is that I didn't put the numbers there. I have the card numbers, but I don't have the house numbers or the numbers there. And that's the one complaint I have about my own deck that I've created. Don't you hate that? You make something and then you have a complaint about the very thing that you made. And then also on top of that, insult to injury. This is not part of Lenormand. This is maybe the Lenormand card there. No, it's a part of Lenormand. It's there. I was wrong. I'm going crazy right now. I'm sorry. But I really resonate with these images, though, that I've chose out for myself. And another thing that I would change, and this is what I was trying to say, and then I got ADHD about it, is I would change the cardstock options on my... this is through MakePlayingCards.com. I would have changed the cardstock options just a little bit more linen instead of the stock cards. Because these stock cards are actually not so... It's not the greatest cardstock whatsoever. It's like 200, 250 or something like that, or 300. It's something really bad and cheap. It feels cheap. And instead of the house, I have the cottage with the horse and stuff in the background. I love it. And then you got, of course, bouquets and mice and cute little mice. Look at that little mice. And it was so cool that the woman and the man matched up. Oh my god. And then she so happened to be looking to the left and he so happened to be looking to the right. Oh my god. It's like the best Lenormand thing ever. And then I love my ship. Look at that ship card. And then there's some of the images that I couldn't find a really cool image for. Like the ring is so-so. The letter was so-so. I think... Even the snake was so-so. I just saw the snake. And then for the brooms and whips, they didn't have too many brooms and whips, so I just have brooms. Like a broom closet. But for the most part, I love all the images, and this is my new favorite Lenormand deck. Except for the fact that I did not include the dang house numbers on them. That's the only complaint I have about my own deck. So... I want to get back into my Lenormand a little bit hardcore. I want to do the Kipper deck a little bit more, and I want to learn the Deste deck. It's a little harder for me to learn the Deste because it's kind of like tarot and Lenormand had a baby, and that's Death's Day. And so I'm trying to get over that hump. And then some of the Death's Day cards are not the same as Lenormand cards, too. So that gets double hard. So the next... My hair's all fuzzy today. The next deck that I really was wanting to learn in 2017 is I got a lot of decks in 2016. I went on a deck crazy buying spree, spending spree. So a lot of my tarot decks that I just did not, I was like bam, 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 new tarot deck, bam, 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 bam. There were some of them that I really wanted to work with that just immediately got set down so I could work with the next one. And this was one of them. And this one is the Saki Saki Tarot. I even binged watch a video of Ali D and Kay Potter. They did a live chat, not a live chat talk, but they did a split screen talk, a video of this deck and both of their opinions, which was amazing. I loved both of their inputs of them working with this deck. And it was definitely an awesome deck. I love the art in it. I even featured this deck in one of my videos. It was my Tarot Perspective video. That's the reason why I have this deck, is I was going to use this as a contender in my Tarot Perspective, but I already had too many decks on the table anyway, so I did not want to use like 5 tarot cards or 5 tarot decks. I was just going to use 3 like you're supposed to. I was going to cheat, but I didn't. And this was one of the decks I was going to cheat with. And this deck is kind of funky too. It's very Rider-Waite-y. It stays true to the Rider-Waite system. Oh, Queen of Coins. This is my card for the year. So, this is very Rider-Waite-y, and it has very recognizable Rider-Waite images, and it's very fun. It kind of reminds me that Circo Tarot a little bit. I think that's the one that I saw that I was like, oh, that's a really cool deck. It kind of reminds me of that Circo Tarot, but when I saw the Circo Tarot images, I was tempted to get that one too. But then I realized I already got a deck that looks exactly like that one. Just, I did not work with this one yet, so I gotta work with the one I have before I get another one that looks exactly like this one, so that's what I was doing. And of course I want to get into my Thoth a little bit better than I do. And I really do resonate with the Thoth deck, as everybody knows. If you follow my channel, I bleed Thoth. I bleed Thoth a lot. I even trimmed my bigger deck for the... just so it's completely borderless, and I just kept this one with all the borders. Because I like the smaller deck anyways when I do my open-ended key spread, and this one is better for open-ended key spread than my bigger deck. And I have a funny story about decks, big decks and small decks. I was so tempted to keep it on Instagram, but if you notice the Thoth, me trimming my bigger Thoth deck photo, it actually had a description and captions in it. And I said that I would, quite literally in the description, that I said, I finally got the courage to trim my bigger deck, and so that, because I already got the second copy of my smaller deck, and so I could have a new perspective on the cards or something like that. And the next thing I know, I got messaged on Instagram, no less, by a fellow Instagrammer. I'm going to keep him anonymous unless he says something otherwise, but I have a fellow Instagrammer or tarot person that says, Evie, reread what you just said in that photo. And I went ahead and reread my thing, and the word, I was using my voice thing on my phone so that it could automatically write it as you're speaking into your phone, one of those things. And apparently, instead of deck, it put in dick. So every time I said deck, it was dick. So it was like I trimmed my bigger dick for my smaller dick. And so it was so bad. And I was like, oh. I went, whoops, my bad. I couldn't stop laughing, and apparently he got a kick out of it too. It was terrible. It was the worst. I almost felt tempted to keep it up just because it was so damn funny. But I just said, I'm not going to go there just in case somebody else dies laughing. But I just said, okay, I'm just going to take it down. I'm just going to take that comment down and just keep the rest of them up. Oh my goodness. It was terrible. It was terrible. Absolutely horrific. I am a horrific person sometimes. Moving on. Bad things that I do. And another thing that I wanted to get into is my Marseille deck. Marseille deck. This is the one that is the Marseille Day Books A Million. And if anyone is going to join Kelly from Truth and Stories, Marseille March, or Marseille March, or whatever the Marseille March thing is, this deck is perfect for that. You could get a Books A Million for less than $20, and it's in the Books A Million green box. It's literally a Books A Million deck, or produced deck. It's one of those Books A Million produced decks. The only complaint I have about this deck is this card. And this card has a typo. If you look closely, they both have the number 8. And I took the label maker to it, but I put justice, but it said strength as well as this one did. It's not so bad that you can't not use it. And then I decided that just to keep the number 8 up there, because honestly, in my mind's eye, justice should be 8 and strength should be 11 because it works numerically. But I understand where strength should be in the 8 spot and the justice should be an 11 spot because it makes sense in the sequence a bit better. So I go back and forth on it too. So honestly, I just said I'm not going to make this deck my own controversy in my own head. So that's why I did that. And I actually wanted to use my vintage Rider-Waite a little bit more than I have used Rider-Waite in the past. This one I got on a fluke, as many of you who follow my channel know, and it is like candy. This deck is candy. And honestly, my intentions with this deck is just to keep it in order and never really use it. I don't think I will use this once except for study purposes. I will always use this one as a study deck now, but it's a study deck that I use to compare to, let's say, if I had a Marseille deck, or I have this deck and that deck, and I have a brain for a moment of which Rider-Waite deck card it is. Bam! And then I could also use this as study deck more because I actually want to get back into studying my tarot decks a little bit more this year. This year, being more studious. Evie from Divine Readings with a Gypsy. And of course, I want to use my Rorik Tarot. I love my Rorik Tarot. I even was thinking about going ahead and getting the uncensored version of the Rorik Tarot, but I know that I have kids and I'm going to read this deck with clients, so it's not a good idea. And I go back and forth because I like this deck so much that I don't mind having extra copies of this one, but it's an out-of-print deck. They need to really make this deck. This one is, some of it has some really 90s things in it, 80s and 90s things like, I think, who was saying that? I think Tefno Taro? I forgot his name, but he's on YouTube as well. His Tefno Taro, I forgot his name, YouTube name. But he has this deck, and he was saying that it's a little bit too cheeky for him, 90s cheeky or 80s cheeky, and some of the girls and guys have that 90s or 80s look and feel to them, and it's kind of cheeky and corny in a way. And I'm like, yeah, it is, but it's not in a terrible way either. To me, at least, it's not terrible. Like some of the underwear has attitudes and things like that. And I think this guy is a actor from an old film, actually. I don't have the book, so I can't really be certain. But there are some things in here that are like, I don't know. It's controversial. Some of the imagery to some people could be controversial and bother people, but I love it all. That deck is an awesome deck. Of course, my new expensive baby. Yeah. I got my spit on that one. My new expensive baby, and I just got spit on it, is my... what is this one? It's the Mythical Creatures Tarot. It's late. I'm gonna go to bed soon, I promise. But I need to upload this video. And it's the Eight of Wands, Nine of Swords. These are very beautiful cards, by the way. But I find that this deck is a little too big. So I'm hoping that when I get the colored version, that the deck size would be about the same card stock as my Tarot Prague, and it's going to be a little bit shorter because this is a little bit too big. It's not so bad, but it's still, I like to use this a little bit more, but you need a pretty good sized table to use this deck a little bit more. Alright, and my last tarot of the night, and then I promise I won't be a goober and I'll go to bed and actually be kind to my editing because my laptop is out of commission. As a disclaimer, my laptop got wine spilt all over it, so I have my but-ums and my unedited commentaries and all that good stuff. One of my favorite art decks of all time is the Deviant Moon. I think there was a prompt in the Instagram Tarot Collectors Challenge. One of the prompts was, what was a deck that you are just resilient to give up on working with? Meaning that no matter how many times you try to pick it up to connect with it, but you can't connect with it, but you're resilient to just not give up on it. I forgot if it was the Tarot Collectors Challenge or one of these cute little VR challenges. I forgot which one it was. I can't remember, but somebody would remind me. But this is my deck of I'm resistant to stop working with it. I want to keep working with it because I love the art so much. I love the energy so much of it, actually, and I love everything about this deck. I just don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the time's not right or what, but I'm not feeling like working with this deck, or maybe this deck needs to be used for a different purpose. I don't know. This is one of my favorite cards of all time in this deck. That's very beautiful. I love that. Best Two of Cups ever. I just love this deck so much. I like Patrick Valuenza's things. I'm actually thinking of getting the Triumph de la Lune deck. I just have not made the decision to get that one yet or not. And I have to make my decision quick because that deck is going to be sold out as soon as I make a decision. It seems. I just love this deck. Everything about this deck, I like it. I love the feel. I love the the Nightmare Before Christmas theme of it. I just love I edged it in black. I love the black border, backings. I love this deck. I really, really, really love this deck, and I really want to connect with it. I just don't know what is stopping me from ultimately connecting with this deck. So that's why I want to connect with this deck a little bit harder and a little bit more and put that a little extra effort on saying, okay, what is it standing between my way and your way from connecting with me? And I don't even know if it's just a simple shadow worky thing. I don't know. I really don't know. Any other decks that I could brag about? I really am going to be working with all my decks this year, because I'm not going to be really buying too much new decks. I got a jackpot piggy bank. I posted this on Instagram that I found a bunch of coins and about $58 worth of just piggy bank coins. You know, the stuff that you just accumulate around the house and all that stuff. About $58 worth. And I said, this is not money that I've had before. This is going to be play money. So I have a $58 budget to spend on a new deck. And since I feel like I need to return to basics a little bit. I'm trying to resort out my priorities and figure out from the deck wish list that I did say here on the 31 Days of Tarot Challenge, which one what are my priorities now, and what can I afford in that budget. So it's all exciting, so I should see how it all works out. Well, I won't keep anybody any longer, and I won't keep myself any longer, because I need to do tomorrow's prompts, and I'll try not to make another 27-minute video. I'm trying to keep my prompts as under as 10 minutes as possible, especially with the 31 Days of Challenge, because I rather spend my longer videos on things that I'm not saying that this is not things that I don't want to talk about, but things that I feel like should be discussed. And you all have a good day.